Hello friends, welcome back to another Flosstube. It is Flosstube number 69. I know, I've had 3 weeks in a row. What is up? I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, so I'm recording this on Friday, January the 16th. And last week I recorded on Friday and it took YouTube 2 days. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what is up with it taking so long to upload videos. So hopefully this video will upload today and I can make Friday be my days, but we'll see what happens, right? So I have got stitching to show you today. I have got haul to show you today, and I have this much crochet to show you. I only got to crochet on one of my projects. It's just been a crazy busy week, but I'm still really proud of the projects that I've got to work on. I don't know what it is about when I turn this record button on, I get the hiccups. So what is going on in everybody's world? Are you getting all of your stitching done? How's your goals coming? My goals are coming really good. I am like a day or two behind. I ended up going shopping for more stitchy stuff yesterday. And so I did not get as much stitching time in because I was on the road, obviously. And then had a good bit of work stuff to do this week. So I did not get, did I get as much progress? I don't know. We'll gauge. Maybe it's I feel like I don't have as much progress because I didn't stitch on like 4 and 5 projects every single day. But I still have got some really good progress. Yeah. So let's just dive on into it. So the first thing I got to show you is I went antique shopping. I love to go antique shopping. And I decided after seeing Farmyard Friends pattern that I was going to deck out my kitchen in farmyard stuff. So I have bought some, like a little thing that's got a pig on it. I've got one that's got a cow on it before and it says Farmer's Market. But I've never like committed to what I want to decorate my kitchen in. Right now my kitchen is a light teal color and it has beach curtains in there. And I was going to do a beachy theme, but I think I've changed it just because I'm getting to where I'm like into the granny era. I like slow, methodical stuff. I went through my several years of like traveling all over the place. And now, don't get me wrong, I still like to travel. I've still got travel plans for this year. But I'm like, I think I want it to be like cozy, warm. So I bought some cool things for my kitchen. After I get it repainted and get some of this stuff up, I'm going to start trying to put a little intro video in the beginning for you to be able to see like how I'm decorating my kitchen and stuff. I'm so excited. I've got so many plans for this year. This is going to be my year of staying home and trying to build on a room. Staying home a lot this year too. But anyway, I'm rambling. If you will remember, I showed you my haul for this last week. This amazing pattern, and they are starting this in April. I'm probably gonna go ahead and start mine before then. That way I can try to actually finish when they do. But I showed you last week the floss and the pattern, or the floss and the fabric and stuff for that. So go check that video out. But I wanted to show you this. Look what I found in the antique store this week. Is it not the coolest little thing? I mean, look at this. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. I seen it, and this thing is like cast iron. Like if you threw this at somebody, it would hurt them. But I had to have it because I'm like, now I have to stitch this just like it is, put it in my kitchen, and then have, sorry, the dog, and put this in there too. I mean, look, it's so cute. I love it. So that was, I like squealed a little bit, like in the antique store. When I got it. Anyway, I was so excited. I had to show it to y'all. Maybe you'll be excited too. And I'm just going to tell you, this is no makeup Kylie. So, I just ain't even in the mood to put on makeup this morning. Okay, the next piece. This is what I've got the most done on this week. Y'all, I am turning into a sampler stitcher. And I am not ashamed of it. I'm so excited. So this is what I'm stitching. This is the Blessing Sampler that Sassy Jack's Stitchery has got together. You get the pattern free if you buy the fabric and the floss. And I did find out that the floss is Belle Soie Cranberry is the color. And you don't get a whole skein. You get what you need to complete the project. And then you get your choice of fabric. So I just started this one last week. I had a little bitty start on it. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. But I have loved this one this week. Oh my gosh. So last week when I came to you, I think I only had this top little border, but I've got all of this done this week. And the reason I did is I knew I overcounted over here, and the only way to redeem it was to make it match up, and then I can just go back and frog that out. But I was stitching on this yesterday, and something come to my attention. So I'm like singing the ABCs as I'm stitching, whatever. And so I get here, and I get to you, and I stitch this little part without this. And I'm like, because that should be V. And I'm like, well, that looks dumb. Well, then I got to looking at the pattern, and V's down here. So it's UWV. QRSTUVW. It's backwards. And that drives me nuts. But they did it, I guess, to make it fit. But now it's... Every time somebody looks at this, I'm going to be like, and yes, I know my ABCs. That is how the pattern is. But I have loved stitching this one. I have been up really late a couple of nights because I just cannot quit stitching on it. So I've got the border kind of tagged in now, and I think I'm going to go and try to finish a row in the border and a row in the border until I'm all the way around. But we'll see. But I've loved this so much, I have found my next sampler that I'm going to stitch. I know. What's wrong with me? I'm so excited. So there we go. So that's been my favorite project this week. And I am stitching it on, it is on 32 count Ryanite by Weeks Dye Work, and it's on Swigert. This is an R. I'm just going to hold it up here so you can screenshot it. It's RHYOLITE. 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 And I have liked this pattern or this fabric so much, I went back this week and bought a bigger piece to just have to stitch some other projects on because I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry the camera's shaking. My dog is laying on one of the legs. Ruby, quit. And that's what's making it shake. Anyway. Okay, next one is up on the housetop. I have stitched on this one this week. This is a piece by Stitching with the Housewives. I'm doing mine on 14 count Black Ada. And this was one that I started whenever I had first started stitching. And I screwed the count up, and it's been in stitching timeout for a little while. I didn't work a whole lot on this one. I did not roll the dice every day this week because I'm getting to the point where I'm almost considering just ending it like this and not putting all of the other stuff up top like Santa. I'm thinking about just coming in and doing some of the snowflakes and just calling this one done. Because, I don't know. What do y'all think? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Should I put Santa and up on the housetop, or should I just leave it as a winter scene? I mean, it does already have Merry Christmas down here, so I don't know what to do. I'm so over this piece, if you can't tell. Y'all hear my cat screaming? So while I'm rolling this up, let me tell you this little cat story. So I have a mama kitten, and she lives her life on my side deck off my bedroom. And this thing is like probably 12 or 14 feet high. And she comes up here because, I mean, she's smart. It's safe for her to be, you know, safe. And she had a kitten. And she has a nice bed with a heating pad in it out there. Like, I plug it up. It's electric so she can stay warm. But she had this kitten in September on the porch, just laying there. Well, I picked the little kitten up, put it in the warm heating pad house. Go out the next day, she hadn't messed with it. And it was basically dead. Tongue hanging out. Well, I wiggled it a little bit, and lo and behold, it moved like this much. So, me being a wildlife rehabber, I had everything that I needed. I brought it in, wrapped it up in the heating blanket, and left it to get its temperature up. Come home that afternoon from work, and this kitten is like a brand new kitten, ready to eat, whatever. So, I tube fed this kitten for about 5 days, and then I fed it from a bottle. So, now he's about 5 months old, and he is a pistol. He's a pistol. He sucks his paw like a pacifier. I need to bring him in here one day and show y'all. But that's why he's crying, because he can't get in here and snuggle with me. Anyway. The next one is Log Cabin Christmas. I'm trying to find. This is the sketch of kind of sort of what it's going to look like. There are 9. I'm stitching mine together. I started this a long time ago, a couple years ago, a year ago, I don't know. And I've not got very far on it. Well, I've got 2 of them done. I did finish this one over here this week. Completely got it finished. Everything is done. And I noticed there is some of this one that I've still not done. Like, I've not put the snowflakes up here. There's a sunshine. And there's something right here on this wagon. I think it's acorns. I've got to go back and put in. But I did finish this one up this week. So I had to finish. Yay. But then I decided, I told you in my last video, Fat Quarter Shop is doing this one as Kimberly's doing it. And I thought she was starting it later in the year, but she is starting it in January. But she's pre-stitched all of her borders. So this piece of fabric is like way too big. Gosh, I thought I'd stitched that together. I was about to panic. This fabric is way too big. And I need to be able to cut it down because I've got some other projects I want to use the scrap for. So I did start coming down with the border. I'm just going to leave everything on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch all of these borders and then go ahead and start. She started it in January. And she's trying to do like 1 a month. So this will be January and February for her. So if I'm going to kind of stay on track, I need to get all of these done like the middle of February and go ahead and start. She stitches way fast. So I do want to try to get this one finished up this year so that I can have it framed and hung up in my house. But it's so cute. I am stitching it with the called for threads. I'm not using the called for fabric. Let me see if I've got... Bear with me. I thought I had my tag. This is a 28 count, but I do not know the fabric. It's a mystery fabric. I don't have the tag. But it is a 28 Lugano. So, there's that one. Alright, next is Cozy Winter Mugs. Here's what it'll look like. Here's my little wee photo of it. February 2023 Just Cross Stitch magazine. Here is my copy of my magazine. And that's what it's going to look like. And so I added the second mug this week. And I got all of the white inside of the cup stitched. So again, this one's going to be going on a plain thing, so this will be a good one to just stitch. I can load up a bunch of needles with these colors of blue and just stitch. I'm going to go ahead and get the other one over here put in, try to this week, and get the Cozy Winter Mugs put across the bottom and try to put the steam in so that literally all that I've got to do is the blues. I would love to try to stitch on this each evening after a conference in Oklahoma. Try to get it finished before I come back because I'm not going to be able to take a ton of stuff on the plane with me. They keep reducing the amount you can take as a carry-on, and it stresses me out doing a check bag. So, there's that. Alright, next one is the Cottages of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. I am on the March one. I gotta get my stuff together. March Cottage. I have them all. I have stitched January and February, and now I'm stitching on March. So this week I got all of the leaves on the tree added. So it's coming. Okay, my next one is Frosty Tiny Town. So I pulled this one out the other night. It was really cold. I was trying to stay in bed all day. Still recovering from surgery. And I thought, I'm going to try to knock this out. You think it happened? No. I had an ambitious goal. My mind was in it, but my body wasn't. Oh my gosh, y'all. My nose itches when I get all these fabrics and stuff out. Here's what it will look like. And I am going to have to go back and stitch an hour to make up for yesterday. Because when we went to Asheville, it was blowing snow. I may try to put a video in here and show you. I don't see it too good. But it was snowing to beat the band. And I love it because when you come out of Sassy Jack's, there's a Starbucks like right there, like just a couple buildings down. And so we always go through Starbucks and get a hot coffee. And I may or may not have got a birthday cake pop because they're my favorite. And it was awesome. It was just you watching the snow and drinking your coffee and just happy because you just bought cross-stitch stuff. It was just a good day. So I come back and got this tree put in this week because I was missing this one. I had this part of the house and some of the snow up here, not all of it. So I filled in the roof. I filled in this triangle up here for the top. I put all of this in. I finished the windows, and I did this too. And then I did the smoke and this little snowflake this week. So I've got to stitch an hour to make up for yesterday, and then I'm still doing a thread a day on this one. So we are supposed to be having a lot of possible snow coming this weekend. So if it starts snowing, that's what got me in the mood to do this, is being in the snow. If it starts snowing, y'all, I'm just going to switch and just be stitching on this because it puts me in the mood for winter. Winter is my least favorite season unless it snows. I just love the peacefulness of watching the snowfall. We don't get enough here in this area of North Carolina. We're foothills in North Carolina. We've not had a good snow in a very long time. So I would love for it to, like, don't tell nobody this, knock the power out for a couple of days. And the only reason that I can say that is, like, we have heat. We have a wood heat option. We have got a generator. So my food's not going to go bad. So I know that's unfair to wish on other people who may lose their food and stuff. But, yeah, it's nice because the internet, which, darn, now we have satellite internet. But anyway, it's fun because we play games. We make snow cream. We usually pull out the camp stove and cook. It's just fun. It's just a good family time. Don't nobody get after me because I just wished it would snow and knock the power out. Okay, let's go over some haul really quick. I am going to share this with you. If some of you are in an area where you cannot get together and stitch with somebody, I don't have a lot near me that is like local that I don't have to drive to. I have drove before over 5 hours. And then I used to drive over 2 hours all the time to stitch with people. And nobody ever drove back to stitch with me. I was the one doing all the driving. So I quit doing that junk. But now I've got a few that's like local. But if you want to stitch with somebody and you don't have the ability to be driving because you don't want to drive 2.5 to 5 hours like I was to stitch with people, here is some details about some stitch alongs that are online Sassy Jack's does. If you're in the Asheville area, it's like an hour and 15 minutes for me. They do have one on Thursdays from 5 to 8. But then they have this one, Fourth Friday at 7. They do a Zoom to where you can stitch digitally. I hope this is not reversed when I'm holding this up here. It is for me right this second when I'm showing you. If it is reversed, I will try to insert a picture of it the right way. But if you want to be able to stitch with people, but you don't have the ability to drive, you can't get to the house or you don't want to drive a long way, there you go. Okay. So next thing, I got a new Nerge this week. I have got a couple of these, but I'm really switching over from the Q-Snap to this just because it is so much smaller in my hand and lighter. And the Q-Snaps just keep getting loose and it keeps rotating. Like the one that I'm doing on that marked Cottage of the Month, it's just way too loose. So I got that. Okay, I'm so excited about these two patterns. So they are so stinking cute. And if you don't know the deal, I am a wildlife rehabber and my favorite is possums. I love possums. And so these I got yesterday and I cannot wait to stitch them. I am building a rehab building. And so I will be putting, of course, my cross stitch. I may stitch two. I don't know. So I've got one in my house and one in my rehab building. But is that not just the stinking cutest thing? I love them. All right, the next thing that I got is, again, I've been watching Flosstubes this week. And since I'm in love with samplers now, I went ahead and found my next sampler since this one is coming along so quickly that I wanted to stitch. I'm going to show you that in a second. But first, I got this one this week in the mail. I'm excited to start this one. So I had a surgery. I was really nervous about it. I was praying about it. I'm like, I need some peace about it. And it was like, well, you're having surgery on the 23rd, Psalm 23. And so this is my little remembrance of coming through surgery and the peace that I found through that. So I got to get this stitched. So I went ahead and bought the fabric to do this one. I have never stitched on a 40 count before, but I'm going to try. This is that same fabric that I'm doing with the sampler. My Blessing sampler. So it's Weeks Dye Works Rhodonite, whatever, Rholite, RHYOLITE. I got a, what is this? A fat quarter. Is it a fat quarter? Yeah, I think it's a fat quarter, yeah. To do of it, and it is 40 count, so we're going to see how that goes. But I did get it so that I could stitch this, the Lord is my shepherd, on there. So we got that. Okay, the next one is Honeysuckle Manor by Blackbird Design. So I was watching Mrs. John Stitches, and she was showing that there was, she loves blackbirds. There's one in here that she had done as a Blessing sampler before, and it's on the back right here. Here it is. The name of it is, hold on, Margaret Harris, 1877. I'll show you a bigger picture of it. And here's what it looks like. And I just loved it. When I seen it, she showed it. I'm like, that is my next sampler. I've got a weird taste in samplers, but I'm just grabbing the ones that are speaking to me, and that's the ones I'm going to stitch. I also like that this house is smaller. Some of them houses in these other pieces scared the flip out of me. I'm working on Kringles and the bricks in it. Oh my gosh. I don't know how y'all stitch these huge houses, but I'm so excited to stitch it. There is such beautiful pieces in this, and I was like, you know, I need to start taking the time to look through these books, because you don't get to see the beauty of these pieces. Like, look at this one. I'm even thinking I want to do this one. This is Hannah Lavina Jocelyn, 1856. I love it. I'm changing, y'all. My taste is changing. I want to stitch that one. And then I just showed you Margaret Harris, 1877. Okay, this is in this book. It's a Tisket, a Tasket. It's just a cute little round. The stitch count of it is 54 by 67. So it's not a huge stitch. And here's another picture of it. It's kind of a better picture. So cute. I could see that being a really pretty small for a smalls exchange. And then there is a Stitcher's Companion. I love this. I love it. They've got it finished to like be a floss drop, master floss drop. I love it. I'm going to stitch it too. I don't think I'm going to use that color, but I'm definitely going to stitch it. Here's another one on it. Like, they've got their floss and their scissors hanging on it. So cute. This one is Honeysuckle Penrose. I would stitch this one, but I would change out these clovers. I think that's, sorry, what it is. I could see doing this one in colors for like green colors for St. Patrick's Day. So this next one is the Honeysuckle Pen Box, the Flower Tape Measure, and the Vintage Pen Ball. So I'm going to show them together because this is just a good picture, and then I'm going to show them to you individually. But these would be small enough to be good, like scissor fobs. I mean, the Flower Tape Measure is 27 by 24. Like, really? Look how little. Those would be cute little ones to go in a bowl too. Double. There's another picture of it. It's just cute. Little, quick stitches. This one is Summer House Pin Cushion. Let's see if there's a better picture of it. Yep, there it is. I think it's cute. It is a round stitch. I don't know. It's cute. I just don't like those strings around it. And then there are pin and needle cupcakes. There's 3 of them. I can't show you that side because it's got the chart. This picture is not the greatest. The better pictures are over on the other one, but it actually shows the pattern beside of it, so I can't show it to you. But those are cute little ones. Like this little bitty house. Look at that. It's cute. It's so cute. So I've got to do better when these books come out of looking through these books. Because I never would have even flipped this over to see this one. And I love both of these. I love them. So I did get the fabric to do this one and the floss, the called for floss. So I'm going to stitch it on 36. I did not get the called for fabric. It's 36 Madonna even weave in the color wheat. So here is it's a little bit similar. But I really got this to be sure that my threads will pop. Let me put these on here. So I have decided that all of my samplers I'm going to stitch in the Belsois threads because I'm in love with them. They did not have one of the called for's tortoise shell. So I am going to just use the 2DMC because I'm going to try to start it this next week instead of getting the one called for Belsois. But look at those colors. Oh my gosh. So pretty. And then here's the 2 that I have to mix to make the tortoise shell. So, can you see? My hand's in the way. Oh, you get the picture. It's going to be so pretty. And I will tell you this, the absolute worst thing that I could have done is stitch with a Belsois thread. Because now I want to stitch everything with the called for silks. What have I done? What have I done? Hubby, he was like, what did you get at the cross stitch store? And it's funny because he's changed too. All the cutesy things and stuff to go in the house. He was like, okay, but he is loving these samplers too. And I told him, I said, if I'm going to spend that much time doing it, I'm going to use the silks and stuff that it calls for. He said, well, I don't blame you. I'm like, score, golly. Yes. I did not tell him the price difference in the silk and the DMC. Whatever. He said go for it. So I'm going for it. That is all that I have got in the cross stitch arena. Plans, I guess I can shoot over plans really quick. I am almost over the up on the housetop. I'm undecided if I'm just going to cut it off. I don't know. I'll make that decision this week. If it does start snowing and I start seeing snowflakes, I may get in the mood to do all them snowflakes. I don't know. Right this minute, I'm not. I just want it done. We'll see. Frosty Tiny Town, I still want to try to get that one done quickly. Okay, and here is my dilemma. I get in the mood to stitch them, but it's because I want them displayed in my house in that season. But then when I start putting that pressure of I got to get it done, I got to get it done, I got to get it done so I can get it up, it makes me not want to stitch it. Does that sound crazy? And am I the only one that's crazy like that? I like to stitch for whatever season we're coming up to. And like decorating my house, I always decorate before the season or the holiday, because when the holiday hits, I'm like 2 or 3 days, I'm over it and I'm ready to look to the next one. So like we are, what is this, the 16th of January. I know that we've got Valentine's Day in like a month and I'm in the mood to put Valentine's Day stuff out. But also wanting to enjoy winter. I need to quit being so rigid, like I got to take this theme down and put this theme up and just let winter and Valentine's Day be together. And then that would solve the problem. But I'm ready for Valentine's Day now. Like I've got Big Hearted Tiny Town that I could start. And I don't know if I'll start it or if I'll just finish my Valentine Village that was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, because I'm further along in it. I'm going to be restarting Big Hearted Tiny Town, so I don't know. And then I got the 2 little smalls that I want to do for Valentine's Day that I still have not started yet. Life gets in the way of what I want to do. You know, just why can't we just get paid to stay in bed and stitch all day? That would be lovely. I'd get tired of being in bed. Anyway, that is those plans. I'm going to try to get the border done, or more progress on the border for Log Cabin Christmas. And we will see. We will see. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, crochet, I only have one thing to show you. I have got more progress done on like my sleeves. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my granny squares to piece together. I have one more, and then I'll have the sleeves done. And then I have to do the 2 large panels for the sweater. So this is them, and this is my stack of completed ones. So got to get one more done of this size, and then I've got to do the 2 big ones for the front and the back of the sweater. Then I will start piecing it all together, and then I got to make the bottom of the sweater, the neck of the sweater, and the cuffs of the sweater, and then this will be done. So I hope I can get this one completed, because if I'm going to be wearing this for my trip, I'm going to have it done. So, but I'm getting there. Look at all that progress. I'm so proud of myself. And it's been nice to just kind of not think, you know, like when I'm over counting, I can just sit and crochet a little bit. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything to show you from my Baringo board really quick. Nope, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. That's all I got. That is it. So we will see what happens. I hope you guys, if you are in the path of this storm that's supposed to be coming this weekend, that you guys stay warm. I have got, my husband's birthday is Sunday, and I've got chocolate covered strawberries. He loves strawberries. So I'm going to pick him up some gourmet chocolate covered strawberries I've ordered tomorrow. And other than that, that's it. I don't have any big plans, and I like it that way. I am going to try to get my kitchen repainted maybe this weekend, and get my antiques that I got this week up, to try to get my kitchen kind of designed the way that I want it to while it's cold. At least I can have some progress on my house stuff. Because as soon as it starts getting a little bit warmer, I have got so many outside plans for this year. It is insane. That is all that I have got. I will catch you guys next week. Hopefully this video will post today on Friday. If not, it'll be up as soon as the YouTube allows it to be up. Go figure. All right, guys, I will catch you next time. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.